nothing left. When the lights go out and the city's laid to rest. And who says it's fair that we will wake up with a cross to bear? And who says we don't believe? It walks, it talks, it lives, but it will never go away. So I keep running around, keep fucking around. So I keep running around, keep fucking. When we're floating age, fears is great and keeps away. We have entered the hour, needs the power and light the world. Now the castle's crumbling, light shines through the cracks in the walls that will fall on you. Down on you. You can, let's get your mind's weak and drifting away now. You can just say you're done. It walks, it talks, it lives, but it will never go away. So I keep running around, keep fucking around. So I keep running around, keep fucking. When we're floating age, fears is great and keeps away. We have entered the hour, needs the power and light the world. And so I crumble away, and so I crumble away. When the world means nothing to me, and there's nothing you can say. Oh, and so I crumble away, and so I crumble away. When the world means nothing to me, and there's nothing you can say. Because the sun will never go away. So I keep running around, keep fucking around.
Ignition sequence start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, guys? You're listening to the Realest podcast, joined by Andrew, and Kyle will be joining us later. And welcome to NXT Takeover Toronto's edition, or our prediction show. Andrew, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm ready for the show. I'm super excited.
Yeah, you sound super excited.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Come on, Bobby Roode, let's do it.
It's gonna be glorious.
It's gonna be a glorious 10.
A glorious 10. No, it's just going to be glorious. Screw the perfect 10. Well, I don't know where Kyle is. He's still not here. But what do you think tonight? Predictions? I can finally talk a lot more instead of saying, "Oh, well, I can't say anything because I don't want to wait. I want to wait till the prediction show."
I think this show's going to be awesome, top to bottom. I don't really see a P-break match at all in the card.
I forget we haven't done that in a while. P-break match. Wow.
But I mean, we got a lot of good matches tonight.
Oh, there's Kyle right there. He just got on.
And Kyle just got on. Welcome back, Kyle.
Yeah, let's all hammer him for not being here. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, dead air. Let's go. So, first match probably. This is not in order, of course, but let's get right to it. Hashtag. What was that? Oh, well, hashtag DIY versus the Revival 2. We saw this at NXT Takeover Brooklyn, where the Revival did win by making Gargano tap out. That was a 5-star match. Will we get that again tonight? Kyle.
I definitely think we're going to get it easily again tonight because they already put on a show before. Their promos have been amazing against each other. They're even like backstage. We saw that brawl has been great. It's going to be another 5-star match. I'm telling you right now, and I'm really hoping to see though new champions. I think it's time for DIY to get those titles and get a chance as a tag team that can like kind of headline the NXT Tag Team division.
Yeah. What about you, Andrew?
Well, see, the way I look at it, when you look at the last few takeovers that we had, all of the matches that we could say we absolutely loved, probably as match of the night or even close to match of the night, haven't included the Revival. So I think the Revival are going to take DIY to the limit. I think it's going to be a hell of a showing, and that we're going to see a lot of action, and we're going to see a lot of heart-pumping, close calls, close pins, everything to get us going and ready for the next match on the card.
This is my match of the night, 100%. I think DIY will take the championships, and we'll get a third one at the next takeover event right before WrestleMania, or if they have another one before then. So that's my predictions. DIY wins this. What do you guys think?
I totally agree. I mean, I think DIY is going to take it. It's interesting because the last few times I've went against the Revival, I think out of the last matches, I think I called one for the Revival, and that was way back when they first got the titles. But normally they prove me wrong and they walk out as champs. So I'm going to say that their luck's going to finally run out. Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are finally going to get their time in the sun.
Well, Kyle?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that it's going to be DIY's time, and like you said, Blake, we're going to see a third match at the next TakeOver. That'd be the best thing to do, because this is the best tag team feud that we've seen, honestly, in my opinion, in a while. It's been great, top to bottom, and I want to see DIY finally, like I said before, get the chance at running the titles, see how they do with them, and keep this feud going with the Revival, like you said, the next TakeOver.
But let's say DIY loses. What's next for Gargano and Ciampa?
Probably 205.
You think so? Because wasn't there a rumor that Ciampa was going to be a part of the Cruiserweights?
Oh, there was rumors that both of them were going to be getting called up. But honestly, like, if you're going to call Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa up, it's really hard because, I don't know, I prefer them as a tag team over singles competition. So, I mean, if we see them get the call up, I honestly want to see them on either the Raw tag division or even the SmackDown tag division, because I feel like that's how you use them better. And if all goes well like we think it's going to be, and there's that double switch, it's possible that we might see them debut on SmackDown, and it might be really good to see them on the main roster as a tag team.
Yeah, well, let's move on to the Dusty Rhodes Classics Finals. The Author of Pain versus TM61. I'm just gonna straight up say it. Authors of Pain will win this easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we've already seen the match. We already had the Authors of Pain take on TM61, months ago. I don't know if it was a month ago or a month and a half ago, but we've already seen it. And TM61 pretty basically took them to the brink and almost beat them, and lost last minute. So I think we're going to see something similar tonight.
Right. What are you thinking, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that Authors of Pain are going to win because they're on a destructive rampage and they kind of need this win. But, I mean, TM61, since they got here in NXT, I've believed in them. I've loved these guys. The tag team, they're amazing in the ring. And I'm really going to say, like I said, I think Authors of Pain are going to win this. But my prediction is definitely going to be that TM61 is going to win this. I believe in them. I think this is the chance they get by beating a destructive tag team like Authors of Pain. Because Authors of Pain right now, they're fine. They could take this loss. They could take it on the chin and honestly, in my opinion, be fine, have a feud with TM61 after then, or somebody else and be fine. TM61, I think, really needs this win to set them up as being a tag team that could easily hold the titles. So I definitely think TM61 is going to win this. They're going to be Authors of Pain and beyond like a skyrocket just going all the way to the top.
Look at Kyle making a prediction that we wouldn't have thought of. And Andrew and I are over here, Authors of Pain.
You got to take a risk.
I mean, I guess
you
got
to think about Paul Ellerick, though. I mean, not only these two guys big wrecking balls, but Paul Ellerick has been getting involved in matches.
Yeah, but he's
Dusty
supposed
Rhodes
to be in
Classic
like
tournament.
a cage type thing at ringside.
You never know. It's WWE.
Yeah, he's gonna.
He might have a drone.
He's gonna
you
get
don't
out.
Know. He's either gonna get out or there's gonna be like a drone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
but
gonna
like
fly
I
a
just
drone.
don't trust the fact that he's gonna be. I don't know, man. I just don't trust the fact that Paul Ellerick's gonna stay locked up in a cage above ringside. I don't see it. I see something happening.
But the winner of this, where do you think they go from there? Do you think they go to the NXT titles right away? I think a TM61 wins and the Revival lose. I do think that's or the Revival wins. I do think that's what will happen.
Absolutely. I mean, like the Authors of Pain, they've been around long enough to where they could throw them into the tag team championship match. But if Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa win, it could give them that idea if they want to bring it up to the main roster. We could have them run with the titles for a segment until they get to the next takeover, and then Authors of Pain destroys them. It just all depends on what the WWE has all up their sleeve, what they want to do.
Right. Well, the next one we got is Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10 versus Glorious Bobby Roode. Will they give Bobby Roode his first loss to Ty Dillinger, who really hasn't had a lot of momentum? He had his matches against CN, which he lost both, and he looked great. But I'll be the first one to say I think Dillinger is very underrated. But
absolutely, I think he's very good, and I think that this might be his opportunity to prove to the wrestling staff, what he can do, and a win over Bobby Roode will skyrocket him. A lose to Bobby Roode will skyrocket him. Just being in this match is big for his career.
Well, let's say this. Bobby Roode, who is, in my opinion, the next top heel, could go after. Let's say Samoa Joe loses tonight. Who's going to go after the title? And let's say Bobby Roode goes after. You can't have him lose because it makes him look weak, and he needs to go. And if he is the next top person to go for that title, why have him lose?
That's a good point.
I mean, it depends on where they're going to go with this because Aries is hurt and Aries has been there longer. But what has Aries done since NXT Takeover?
Well, I mean, they kept pumping him up for feuds, but either Hideo Itami or Austin Aries, and both at this point keep getting hurt. So it's kind of like, well, we had a feud for Takeover, now we don't. So now what are we going to do? So it's almost simple. Like, to think about it, the next person in line after Samoa Joe falls, which is probably what's going to happen tonight if, I had to take a guess, would be Bobby Roode. He's probably the best person to throw into that. I mean, I don't really see them throwing anybody from Sanity like Chris Young. I don't see them throwing in that guy from ROH. I can't even think of his name right now. But I just think Bobby Roode is the only fit as of this moment.
It's way too soon for it. Way too soon for anyone from Sanity to go in. I think my thoughts for Sanity is I think that the faction needs to be very, very good, have all the titles that they can. I mean, shoot, give them the women's title and have them control every title in the brand and be that faction. You got Eric Young, who is a main eventer. You have, I don't even know the other two still. And then the other three, I still don't know their name. I just know that Eric Young's there, which is, great. I'm glad that Eric Young finally got a contract, and I think that him doing this feud or him doing this faction will be amazing. The way
Nikki Cross, she has a lot of potential. It's just she's going to be running with the heel card with Sanity, and from what I understand, there's been a lot of talks about Asuka turning heel, that she's been flirting with it. Hey, let's try it, And, that would be interesting to see is where do you go from here if Mickie James does not take the title?
Yeah. But back to Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger, again, it comes to the topic of, is Bobby Roode the next top heel for the company if Samoa Joe loses? I think yes. He's over. He's been over since before he even came in. I think it's the best thing for him to go after the title next for Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, I like Ty Dillinger. I think he should have gotten drafted in for SmackDown, but he's still at NXT, and sadly, I think that this will be a loss for Ty Dillinger. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, do I think Bobby Roode is going to win? Absolutely. But you know what? I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to go with Ty Dillinger. I'm going to say it's an upset.
You're gonna really?
I'm just going to be the oddball who says Ty Dillinger. Somebody has to do it. I believe in Ty Dillinger. I would like Ty Dillinger to beat Bobby Roode because I would like to see them continue to their feud. I really would. I would like to see it happen and Bobby Roode, come out and really be the aggressor and come out on top on the next takeover. I would love to see it. I think that Bobby Roode is going to win, and take it to the championship match.
This match will have the biggest pop of the night because they're both from Canada. But let's move on to the women's title match that we were talking about. Mickie James versus Asuka. We haven't seen Mickie James in WWE in a long time. She's been with TNA. What is she, a 3-time women's champion?
I believe she's a 3-time, either 3 or 4.
And she's going after the NXT title.
I wouldn't quite say she's 5.
Now, the question is she a part of NXT long term, or is she just coming for hype? Now, reminder, she was not supposed to be in this match. Trish Stratus was supposed to be in this match, but she found out that she was pregnant. So that got scratched, and now we're getting Mickie James, which is still great, but does Mickie James stay in NXT, and does she walk away with the NXT Women's Championship?
Well, you have to look at it, like you said, is it long-term? And, what we do know about the Trish Stratus feud is that it was supposed to last a few months. It was supposed to be leading into a few takeovers. It was supposed to be a back-and-forth battle between her and Asuka, and that was one of the rumors that you heard, that Asuka was going to beat Trish Stratus, and Trish Stratus was going to go to shake her hand, and she was going to turn heel on her because of her popularity, her being obviously in Canada. But, with Mickie James, they might be planning a similar thing to where they might have, Mickie James come in, look strong, lose, and then Asuka go heel on her, and maybe see another match come next takeover.
Yeah, so who do you think will take this?
Well, let's keep in mind Asuka is undefeated. She's the only undefeated person left in NXT aside from Shinsuke Nakamura. So the safe bet, if we're going to play the Roman Reigns card as the safe bet, would be to go with Asuka. Now, the emotional choice would be to go with Mickie James because I actually really like Mickie James. I want her to stay in the WWE. So, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to go with another upset. I'm going to say that Asuka is going to lose and Mickie James is going to take it.
I'm going to go with you.
Probably not going to happen, but I'm going to
do it with you.
So.
I am. I'm going to do it with you because
I'm feeling lucky today. I'm going to jump in the dark waters, even though I'm highly against me. I'm going to take.
Look, Sundays are always my days of doing some really dumb predictions. I predicted that Goldberg would come out during SummerSlam. Well, he came out a couple weeks later, but still. That was my crazy prediction.
So, why Mickie James, though? Why for you? Because I know about me. Me, it's the emotional, attachment to Mickie James. I want her to stay. How about you?
I don't have any emotional attachment with Mickie James at all. I don't, I've never been a huge fan of Mickie James, but to be completely honest with you, I just want to see Asuka lose, and I want to see what happens and how she comes back from a loss. It'll say a lot about her character and how if they'll be able to do anything with it, because she's a great champion, but other than Mickie James, who's going to go after that title? They have to have this go on for a few months. Who?
Absolutely. I mean, the women's division just isn't ready. That's the whole reason why you have Mickie James in there in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely right. So let's move on to the main event. This has been a quick show, hasn't it? Let's move on to the main event. Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura 2. Now, I think building up this match story-wise and building it up has been a lot better. Or it could be just the simple fact that the video packaging with NXT is crazy. And they just do an outstanding job at promoting these matches. So, what do you think?
Oh, I've loved the build up to it.
But
mean,
before you go, let's promote our website. First off,
yes, our new website. If you guys have been looking on Facebook, and I think, do you have a picture up on Twitter as well? We have our new logo. We have our new website.
Yeah, the website, we won't give the link yet. It's not fully ready, but we are going to be coming out with a website, and what this website will have is direct links to every show, and also if we are live, you can just click on it, and it will send you directly to the show that we are doing. It'll have our bios for every single one of us, letting you know a little bit extra about ourselves, and also follow us on Twitter at Realest Podcast, and our Facebook is The Realest Podcast. Next week, we won't probably do a lot of shows next week, Thanksgiving week. I'm trying to think, because usually I'm so good with these plugs, but right now I'm doing really bad.
Well, we probably would end up doing Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night Raw review. We'll probably
Tuesday Night Raw review?
Next big thing. Tuesday Night Live.
Tuesday Night Live?
Tuesday Night Live, SmackDown Live, man. I can't think today. I'm hungry. All right, so we'll do our Tuesday show. We'll probably do our Wednesday. See, I'm already done. Monday show, possibly Tuesday show. I don't think we would ever do next big thing because it's on a Thursday, obviously.
And that's Thanksgiving.
And, maybe Saturday if we're feeling bold. We could come back with keeping it real.
So let's get to it. Andrew, your thoughts, build up everything that comes with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe at NXT Takeover Toronto for the NXT Championship.
All right, so I've loved the build up to it. Obviously, Shinsuke Nakamura has been running the injury angle, came back just recently. Samoa Joe has been on a tear of NXT locker room, basically laying waste to everybody and telling Regal, hey, listen, you either give me the NXT title or I'm going to hurt every single one of your talent until you have nobody left to throw at me. So, I love the build up to it. Samoa Joe is arguably probably one of the best heels on WWE television, today. So, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with Samoa Joe. Is Samoa Joe going to go up against Shinsuke Nakamura and lose the title, or not lose the title, lose his opportunity at the title, and possibly get a call-up coming up soon, right before WrestleMania season? It's an interesting time in the WWE, because if Samoa Joe loses to Shinsuke Nakamura, it's where does he go from here? And there are so many things you could do with Samoa Joe at this moment. So my prediction is I'm going to go with the safe bet this time instead of taking a big gamble. I'm going to say Shinsuke Nakamura is going to defeat Samoa Joe and retain his title and stay undefeated. I'm
going to have to agree with you. I think Shinsuke will win this title or retain the title, and Samoa Joe will make his WWE debut or his main roster debut at the Royal Rumble. He'll be a surprise entrant, of course, between 10 and 20, and that's where he'll make his debut. I don't think he'll win it, but I think he'll make his debut there. or he'll make his debut Monday night in Toronto because, they're making these big pay-per-views amazing again by doing all this. I think they should have Samoa Joe debut that Monday, and then I think Shinsuke Nakamura will have Bobby Roode, and, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think they shake hands at the end of the match out of respect.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And, it would be a sign of Samoa Joe's big send-off if we see something like that,
I completely agree. So I am actually not at my normal setup. I'm actually with a few people who are going to be watching this pay-per-view with me. I've got Cindy and Chris. Bet you didn't think that you were going to be a part of this at all, Cindy. So before we go on to our P-break matches and go on to match of the night and everything, what do you guys think? You both really aren't big on NXT. Last time you watched NXT, it blew you away with NXT Takeover Dallas. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm technically not supposed to be here till tomorrow, so all I'm going to say is Shinsuke is going to take it, and you guys better tune in tomorrow because we got some crazy shit for you.
Wait, Blake, who is this?
It's Mike. His name's Mike. Chris isn't here yet.
His name is Mike.
I don't know.
He's building up all the excitement. His name is Mike.
This Mike guy says he's going to be here tomorrow. I'll make sure he's not here.
I will be here to do this showing of the podcastings.
It's Lana's brother, Mike.
Yes, my name is Mikhail Gorbachev.
Yeah, it's Mike, Lana's brother, because, Lana has an American accent too,
I don't like this Rusev guy. He always mess with my sister. He's big brute.
That's perfect.
All right, Andrew, piss break match.
Right now.
All right, I'm going to say it. I know I said that there's virtually no match that has a piss break match, but I'm going to say for at least a showing, it's going to be the Authors of Pain versus TM61.
I'm about to blow you out of the water here. It's going to be the main event. No, I'm joking. What it actually is going to be, it's going to be the pre-show. The hour pre-show that we're going to watch, that's going to be the piss break match. And that's my opinion.
Okay. All right. I see how it is.
Yeah. Threw a curveball there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Well, once again, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Realest Podcast. Our Facebook is The Realest Podcast. And again, we will have a website up and coming. When that is ready, we'll have the link and everything ready for it. And, of course, Monday night we'll be live with the Monday Night Raw review. Tuesday is still questionable. And then, obviously, Wednesday and Thursday we won't be doing anything because of Thanksgiving. And, well, tomorrow, I think we're going to be live for tomorrow also, Andrew. Why wouldn't we, right? The Survivor Series prediction show. Goodness gracious, I don't even know I know it's going to be super early. So, let's see, 7, 6. We're going to be live around 5 or 4 o'clock for the prediction show.
Well, it's a 4-hour
Survivor
show.
Series. So I want everyone to think about this. For the next 3 days, you're getting a total of 8 hours of wrestling. You get 3 hours on Sunday. No, you get 4 hours on Sunday.
4 hours on Sunday,
lied.
yeah.
So you're getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're getting 9 hours of wrestling. 2 hours tonight, 4 hours tomorrow, and then 3 hours on Monday. And then not to mention, if you want to count Tuesday, you get 2 more hours on Tuesday. You're getting a lot of wrestling this weekend and this week. So I can already tell you Sunday's that's gonna drain me because I hate their 4-hour shows, and every 4-hour show they've had has been awful.
But it has potential, like we say.
We say that every time that it has potential, and I'm gonna say it right now. This NXT show will blow tomorrow out of the water.
Absolutely.
We will question tomorrow and say what happened, and we will say how does NXT do it like we do every single time.
2-hour show.
Exactly. I usually disagree. Do you not disagree?
Oh, I heard a disagree.
I haven't seen either of them yet.
Oh, well, don't worry. You're going to agree. So, until next time, I'm Blake, and for Andrew Best, peace out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got so much pride, it's hidden away.